my dear students. So today we are going to discuss the next thing, that is the electrophoresis. Okay. But before starting the electrophoresis, let me tell you a little about the DNA and the protein, because DNA and proteins, they are used in the electrophoresis. So let me tell you a little bit about the electrophoresis. But before starting that, let's start a little bit about the proteins and DNA. Okay. So what is the DNA, my dear? Let me tell you a little bit about it. First of all, you know that any living thing that is made up of the small units, okay, the small bits which are called as the cell. Okay. So in the cell, we got a central part which is called as the nucleus. Okay. So this is the nucleus of the cell. This is actually the cell. Okay, cell is the building block of the living things. All the plants and animals, they are made up of the cells. Okay, in the cell, we got a central part which is called as the nucleus. Okay, and we got a membrane outside which is called as the cell membrane. In the plant cells, it is also having a cell wall outside it, but we are not discussing. We are discussing just the human cells. Okay. So this is the nucleus. This is the cell membrane. Okay. The empty space between nucleus and cell membrane, that is filled with a liquid type of the thing, the jelly type of the thing, which is called as the cytoplasm. Okay. So this is the cytoplasm. Now, basically, for the DNA, we are not concerned with the cell membrane. We are not concerned with the cytoplasm. We are concerned only with the nucleus. So, nucleus, if I'm going to draw the nucleus as a bigger view, like that. So, this is, my dear, the nucleus. Okay. The nucleus, it is having an outside membrane which is called as the nuclear membrane. Okay. The nucleus is having a jelly type of the substance inside it, which is called as the nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm. Okay. In the nucleoplasm, we are having the thread type of the structures like that. The threads are present inside the nucleus. These thread type of the structure, that is called as the chromatin network. Okay, chromatin network. Now, for DNA, we are not concerned with the nuclear membrane. We are not concerned with the nucleoplasm. We are concerned with the chromatin network. So, chromatin network, this is the network of the threads. Okay. So, when the cell divides, this cell is going to make the two cells. Okay. This chromatin network, these threads, they will form the shape like that. Okay, they would form the shape like that, like the p orbital. I think every one of you know about the p orbital. Okay, p orbital type of the thing, that is called as the chromosome. Chromosome. Okay, guys. So this is another p orbital. So basically, this is d type of the orbital. So this is called as the chromosome. So basically, what are these? These are the two different threads. This is the thread, and this is the thread having a node in between it. So this is the node. Okay, this is the node. So this node, that is called as the centromere. Okay, and this thing, that is called as the chromatid. Now listen again, guys. I'm going to repeat it for you. Any living thing that is made up of the cell, having nucleus in the center. Outside the nucleus, this is the cell membrane. Nucleus and cell membrane have got a jelly-type substance which is called as the cytoplasm. If you take the bigger view of the nucleus, it is having a membrane outside, which is nuclear membrane. It is also having a jelly-type substance, nucleoplast. It is having a network of different threads in it, which is called as the chromatin network. The chromatin network would form these type of the things, just like the d orbital. Okay, so this is called as the chromosome. Basically, the chromosome, they are having the two threads. This is the one thread. This is the second thread, which is having a knot in between them. You can say this is one thread, this is the second thread, and this thread is having a knot in between it. Okay, so this is actually called as the chromosome. The node that is centromere, and this one thread that is called as the chromatid. Is it clear, my dear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, my dear students, now let's move to the next thing. We got the chromatid and the centromere. Now, let me draw this chromosome again for you. Okay, so this chromosome that is made up of the small fragments. Okay, so these are the small fragments which are present on the chromatid or the chromosome. So one of these fragments that is called as the gene. Okay, and keep remember what is the gene. Gene is going to control one characteristic of your body. Let's suppose if somebody has got a black hair. Okay, so there is a gene present for that. That gene is going to control that what color of the hair that person is having. Okay, if somebody is having a round nose or a big nose, okay, so that is controlled by another genes. Okay, so a person has got which color eyes, so that is controlled by one gene. So every characteristic of your body that is controlled by one gene. Okay, so this chromosome that is made up of different genes. So every gene control one characteristic of your body. Okay, now this gene, my dear, it is made up of the two things. The first thing that is DNA, whatever I have written up here, and the second thing that is the protein. Okay, so DNA, it means D for D and deoxy, and then ribo. So this D shows for deoxyribo, N for nuclear, and A for acid. Okay, so the whole meaning of the DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay, this is the name of the DNA. Okay, and this is actually the hereditary material. Okay, so this thing actually controls the characteristic, this thing present in the gene that is going to control all the functions of your body. Okay, so the second thing is the protein present in the gene. Okay, so this DNA and this protein, they are present in which manner? So let me draw it for you. You got the 8 molecules of the protein. So these 8 molecules of the protein, okay, with the 2 turns of the DNA, like that. Okay, and then again the 8 molecules of the protein with the 2 turns of the DNA. Okay, so this is how, my dear, the gene that is being made. Okay, by DNA. So this is the DNA, and this is the protein. Okay, so protein has got 8 molecules, one, two, three, four, and the 4 molecules are present right behind it. Okay, let me join this whole story again for you, because those students who are not taking the bio. First of all, living things are made up of cell. Cell is having the nucleus. In the nucleus, we got chromatin network, which are threads. This chromatin network will form the chromosome. Chromosome, they are made up of smaller parts, which is gene. Gene control one characteristic of our body. Okay. Now, gene is made up of DNA. DNA is a thread type of thing, and this is not a single thread, it's a double thread. It's just like you can say, like a ladder. Okay, so have you seen the ladder? So this is actually the DNA is like a ladder, like that. Okay, so this is the ladder. I think you people have seen some, stairs, emergency stairs outside or behind every home. Okay, so these stairs are like that. They are going to move upward in that direction. Okay, so this is actually the DNA. DNA is same. It is a double helical structure and it is moving around that. Okay, so this is actually the DNA structure. It's a double thread. Okay, moving parallel to each other and having the steps between them. Okay, so this is the DNA. This is your DNA. Now we are going to start with the structure of the DNA. So this is the whole story I told you before starting the DNA. Okay. Zach, did you get it? I think you were not taking the bio.
जी जी सर आगे समझ.
Okay, my dear. Now let's start with the detail of the DNA. Okay. So DNA. So DNA is actually the heredity material. Okay. So it is basically transferred from parents to the offsprings, okay, parents to the children. Basically, in the human beings, there are total 46 chromosomes, out of which the 23 chromosomes they come from the father, and 23 chromosomes they come from the mother side. Okay, and there is a process in which some of the chromosome they exchange their parts, so some new characteristic appears in the offspring or the children. Okay, so normally 40% of the characteristic that is attained by the father, 40% of the characteristic is attained by the mother, and 20% characteristic of each children has got of its own. Okay, so that is basically due to DNA. Okay, so now DNA is the hereditary material. So DNA, my dear, I told you, it's a double helical structure. Double helical structure. Double helical structure means like that. It's a stair having the steps in between it, like that. So if we make this stair straight, so it would be like that. Have a look. This is the stair. So I have taken this part of the stair and I have made it like that. Okay, so this is the stair. Did you get it, guys? Now the DNA that is made up of three parts. DNA, this is the DNA. So it is made up of three parts. Okay. The first part that is deoxyribose sugar. The second thing, my dear, that is the phosphate group. And the third thing, that is the nitrogenous bases. Okay, so the nitrogenous bases, they are four. The first one, that is adenine, that is A. The second one, that is guanine, that is G. The third one, that is cytosine, and the last one, that is C. And the last one, that is thymine, that is T. Okay, so basically, my dear, if I'm going to combine the DNA that is made up of small bricks, okay, and those bricks they are made up of these three substances. Okay, now if you look, this is a stair. In this stair, this is the upright part. This is the upright part. and this is the step. Okay. Now keep remember the upright part that is made up of deoxyribose sugar, and with that the phosphate group that is attached. Whereas these steps, the steps they are made up of nitrogenous bases. So one of the nitrogenous base is attached up here. Let's suppose this is adenine. Then again, my this is one brick. Okay, this whole thing that is one brick. Now come another brick. Again we got deoxyribose sugar, then you got the phosphate group, and with that, let's suppose you got the governing G. Okay, so this is the another brick. Okay, now keep remember in front of that you got again deoxyribose sugar with phosphate group, and always keep remember the adenine will always face thymine and they are having the two hydrogen bond between them. Okay, so A will face thymine and they are having the two hydrogen bond. Okay, G and C they will face each other and they are having the three hydrogen bond between them. Okay, so here we got deoxyribose sugar. This is the phosphate group and this is cytosine. So they are having the three hydrogen bond between them. Okay. So in this way, my dear, whole of the amino acid that is made up of. Did you get it, guys?
Yes, sir.
So again, listen, DNA. DNA is a double helical structure. It's like a stair. Okay. So if I take some part of that stair, this stair is made up of bricks. There are four types of the brick. The brick is made up of deoxyribose sugar, phosphate group, and nitrogenous bases. They are four. So any one nitrogenous base is attached with these two things, okay, forming one brick. So if adenine is attached with phosphate and deoxyribose, that would be the adenine brick. Adenine. Okay. Just like that, the guanine, if it is attached with the phosphate and ribose sugar, so that brick is actually guanine brick. Did you get it? So this whole DNA that is made up of these things. So that's it for today. We will continue the same thing little bit tomorrow, and then we will start with the electrophoresis. That's it for today.